Hi guys, and welcome to day 10 on the Freedom Trail. Unfortunately today I had to shoot back to Cape Town, so today's race video is going to take more the form of a daily report. The field is now extremely spread out, with the sweepers still in Jakkelsfontein near Cradock and Jacques leading the field, who arrived at Rupos and pushed through this evening. After a big day yesterday, Tim and Daddy opted for a shorter day today, riding from Newlands to Jakkelsfontein with time in the afternoon to recover. Gary, who had been riding with Tim and Daddy for the last few days, decided to push on through Jakkelsfontein, but he turned off too early on the way to Grootflakte and took a bit of a walkabout in the hills. He managed to correct himself just before Streysuk Portage in the fading light and will be going to Gegin tonight. A big day too for Kobus, Pierre and Leonard, who together with Cole, Russell and Paul left Jakkelsfontein early this morning, and after a late lunch at Gegin they continued on to Sukoms for the night, arriving just after dark. Ingrid and Scholl both rode from Gegin to Backlands. Ingrid left early this morning and made a mistake turning towards Pearson as she left, but she eventually realised her mistake and corrected. They both arrived in Backlands later this evening. Estelle took a slightly shorter day and stopped in Kleinput for the night. Matt and Graham had to wait at Sukoms this morning for bike repairs to serve out the remainder of Matt's time penalty for a new wheel and pedals, but once they got going, they had a great day on their way to Backlands, where they arrived under a full moon. At least their bike troubles are now behind them. Vickers also rode through from Sukoms to Backlands today, arriving with daylight to spare. First one to get there gets to choose the best bed. The other riders coming from Sukoms were Nigel, Mark and Sean, but they decided to push on to Hadley in order to shorten tomorrow's stage to Canberra. Busy day in the Osseberg, with Chris, Mark, Mandy and Sarah, Lance, Bruce, Grant and Scott all going through today. Chris, Mark and Lance started from Hadley, while the rest started from Backlands. Mandy and Sarah got a bit left behind, but still managed to get over the last river crossing before dark. A great effort from the ladies. Leaving from Canberra this morning was Tim James, Rowan and Andrew Walker. The first two left at 6 a.m, with Andrew leaving a bit later after receiving some further treatment for saddle sores. Tim stopped to rest at Dumpsy Drift, but Rowan made it to Willimore for the night. Out in front are Mike and Jacques, still playing cat and mouse with each other on the way to the finish. Mike left Willimore early this morning and had a tough day riding into wind and drizzle on the way to Ondarville.
It's the rain if I want to cry.
He arrived for supper in Prince Albert and is now pushing on to Kamkaskloof. Jacques left Prince Albert and passed through the cold and wet Kamkaskloof on his way to the ladder. Soon after summiting this tough portage, he got back on his bike to discover that his rear shock had lost all its air pressure, so he limped on from there in the hopes of finding a compressor at Rupos. Depending on the delay to sort this out, he may opt to sleep over, but a quick fix might prompt him to keep going to Maceburg for the night. I managed to catch up with Jacques just before Rupos. He was looking as tired as you might expect after 10 grueling days on the bicycle, but he was still in high spirits and looking forward to some delicious waffles at Rupos. It's now 3 a.m, and Jacques, Mike and Tim James are all still grinding it out through the night in the cold weather. The weather has definitely taken a bit of a turn for the worse, with maximum temperatures expected in the single digits tomorrow, and a little bit of rain forecast for Friday. But I'll be out there to bring you some more thrills and spills from the trail on this wonderful thing we call the Freedom Challenge.